I'm really quite interested in Yiddish music in London, historically as well. Me and a storyteller friend, we started putting together a performance looking at a song cycle that was written by a Yiddish folklorist in London called Derek Reed, and his family emigrated to East London, where all the immigration happened, end of the 1800s, beginning of the 1900s, where people moved. And the song cycle was poetry that was set to music and really influenced by English folk music. And it documented, I guess poetically, his experience growing up in East London during the 50s and 60s, and really kind of, situated himself and his relationship to the Yiddish language and to his upbringing, and really gives this incredibly beautiful and distinct flavour of his experience and his relationship to that area of London. So we did this performance that was looking at that song cycle and then connecting the themes to Yiddish folk songs, so kind of seeing where there were melodic and thematic connections between the songs, which was great, because there were so many kind of common themes, and it's really beautiful. So that's something that I'm really interested in, kind of looking at kind of cultural parallels between, London, what it was like in Yiddish, in the Yiddish East End of London, and what it was like in Eastern Europe, and kind of looking at that through the songs. Jenny Romain put on this incredible performance, you know about that? And one of the songs in it was a piece that I think Itzik found called Shtetl, and it was a song that was sung by the Shul Klapper, so the guy in the Shtetl that would knock on people's windows and wake them up for prayer in the month of Elul, so leading up to the High Holy Days. So we sang this in the amazing production that Jenny put on last year, and then I learnt it to sing for a concert that I was giving on Friday night, with this particular storyteller that I was working with, and the storyteller is the daughter of the folklorist that wrote this song cycle. And she said, oh, my dad wrote a song about exactly the same thing, but about the guy that would do that in East London. So it was amazing to sort of perform these two pieces in parallel with each other, because the song was in English, the song that he wrote, and it's sort of, if you listen to it, it's English, it's English folk. I guess it is a type of English folk music, Yiddish folk song from East London, became anglicised in its own way. So yeah, that's an example of, and he created this character called Nachman Gates, who was the Shul Klapper. Nachman Gates looked older than the years he owned. Time and persecution had pared flesh from bone. Now to earn his daily bread, he would wake the sleeping head, called to rest the righteous dead, calling all to prayer. Calling like was in the early morn, his job to wake the world up for the coming dawn. I was told that years ago, through the village he would go, falling rain or driving snow, calling all to prayer. He stood outside the window and he rapped till you rose, through the darkened morning as he called on those who he knew would come when called, follow when he sang or bawled, though his voice was somewhat drawled, calling all to prayer. Last stop on his journey was the shul itself. He stood outside the door there and he knocked in stealth. 3 times he knocked, then pushed the door to let the shades of night withdraw to those that they had gone before, calling all to prayer, calling all to prayer, calling all to prayer.